In this lecture, you will create a Java Lambda project using AWS SAM CLI. To do that, go to the command line, create a folder called AWS Lambda anywhere on your machine. This is the folder where we'll be storing all our Lambda projects. Use SAM init to create a Lambda project. And it gives us two options. AWS Quick Start templates, do you want to use them? Or custom template location. This is similar to what you have seen on the AWS console. There are pre-existing templates with pre-existing configuration and code for most of the use cases that are required for applications. Do you want to use API gateway? You pick this template. If you want to use event-based messaging, use this template, and so on. Or if your team or organization has created a custom template, then you can pick that custom template to create your project as well. For us, we don't have a custom template yet, so select option 1. And immediately you see which runtime. This is very similar to the drop down on the console, AWS console, where we can pick a programming language. For me, I have Java 15 installed on my machine, but Lambdas right now, as of 2020 December, has support for Java 11. So depending on which version of Java you have on your machine, you can pick either number 13 or number 5. If you have Java 11 or higher, you can pick Java 5. Next, super cool, it allows us to pick Maven or Gradle as the dependency manager tool for our application. Depending on what you pick, your project will be a Maven project or a Gradle project. I'm going to pick number 1, which is Maven project. You can give your project a name. I'm going to call it first Lambda. So it's cloning all the templates from the GitHub based off which it will create a project, and it shows us the options we have within the templates, quick start templates. We can create a hello world example, which will create a project which will use API gateway to trigger. It will expose out a RESTful endpoint. When that RESTful endpoint is hit, it will invoke our Lambda. It is a little advanced. You don't have to worry about it. We will see it in action, then we'll delete all the code. We'll start from scratch again using that project. And also it has advanced options like event bridge app from scratch, where you can fire in different types of events and all that. So depending on what you are trying to accomplish with your Lambda project, you can pick one of these templates. The last one is super cool, step functions, which is an advanced topic as well. So select template 1. Although it says hello world, it is not as simple as hello world. Yes, it displays hello world at the end, but it does a lot of cool things in just 2 steps, as I will see in the next lecture. Hit 1, hit enter, and it generated an application for us based on the inputs we gave. Name of the project is first Lambda. The runtime is Java 11. The dependency manager, we picked Maven over Gradle. If you want Gradle, you can pick that as well. Application template is hello world because we have chosen 1 here, and the output directory where this application was created is dot, the current directory. This last line is very important. Next steps can be found in the README. This is a very cool file that is created by AWS developers, which is very helpful. So go to your Windows Explorer or Finder on Mac, and under AWS Lambda, you have the first Lambda project created. Go in there. There are 2 important things here. The first one is this folder, hello world function, because we picked the hello world template. That is the name. We can change it always. And secondly, this template.aml. This hello world function is where all the source code lives. It is a Maven project. We will be importing this into Eclipse later on, and we'll be editing the code. For now, if you go into the source, it is a Maven project, as you can see, and it has a pom.xml, which is the Maven dependency file. Under main, Java, hello world. See the app.java, this guy has the source code, and under test, we have the test also generated, which can test our Lambda function. Isn't that cool? So you might be overwhelmed. If I open this code, it will be overwhelming if you are just getting started with Lambda. See that it has a lot of code for just a very simple hello world. That is because it uses the API gateway as a proxy. The API gateway will trigger the Lambda function that we are creating. So the API gateway, when this Lambda is invoked within this Lambda function called handle request within this class, we'll be returning a very simple response. See, this message is hello world, and it also returns the IP address of your machine from which you are hitting the API gateway. So you don't want to go into the details of this code, or you don't have to worry about it, because we're going to delete all this code in the next few lectures. We'll start from hello world again, and we'll get back to using this API gateway from scratch once we have strong foundation with lambdas. But just to demonstrate how cool SAM CLI is and how quickly you can create lambda functions, we are going to use this example and see it in action. So that is the first important piece. Your code for the lambda function lives inside your Maven project or Gradle project you select. Second, this template.aml. If you open this again, it will be a little overwhelming to start with, but this is a very simple SAM template which has the resources that should be created for your lambda function to work. In this case, it is the hello world lambda function that should be created. Again, we'll be deleting a lot of this. We'll start with hello world, and I'll be explaining each and every element here from scratch. So first, let's see it in action. Simply for now, understand this. Template.aml is a file that is fed to the SAM tool, and it will be internally transformed into what the cloud formation service in AWS needs. This file will be transformed to what cloud formation understands, and it is used to create all the resources for a particular lambda function to work. It will automate that entire process of creating the infrastructure that is required for our lambda functions. Lastly, open this readme.md file, and it has several cool things in there. I'm going to pull it into my text editor, and it has every detail which I have mentioned just now, the project structure up top here, and then a lot of commands which we are going to use, and the explanation for those commands, which is written in a very beautiful way. So start reading this, and we'll be going through each of those steps in the next few lectures. This events folder here has some test data that we can use to hit the lambda on our local machine. So if our lambda is receiving events, to test that functionality on our local machine, we can use this events.json. So this just simulates the event that needs to be sent from AWS service, or when we do it on the console, this is how the message would go. Instead of sending the real messages, this event.json has all the data that should be sent. So more in the next few lectures.